she gets paid to exist. What if someone could make money simply because another person wanted to give it to them? No product, no traditional service, no inventory, sometimes not even a conversation. Just their attention, their desire, and their willingness to pay. Sounds unbelievable, right? I thought so too. And that's exactly why I wrote this book. Inside the Psychology, Power, and Business of Financial Domination. I am Molly Reardon, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a financial dominatrix. I didn't write this book because I'm an expert in the financial domination industry. I wrote it because I was fascinated by the question: why would anyone voluntarily give their money to another person simply because of a psychological dynamic? And once I started looking into it, I realized this wasn't just a story about money. It was about power. It was about attention. It was about desire. It was about control. And increasingly, it's about the internet. The internet has created something extraordinary. A person can build an audience without ever meeting those people in real life. They can create a persona, build a following, create an emotional connection, and in some corners of the internet, turn that attention into money. Financial domination, often called Findom, sits at a fascinating intersection of psychology, sexuality, economics, technology, and human behavior. And the more I explored it, the more questions I had. Why does someone want to give? Why does someone want to control? Why can spending money become emotionally meaningful? And what happens when technology makes it possible to monetize those desires instantly? Those are the questions behind She Gets Paid to Exist. This isn't a how-to manual. It's not an instruction book for becoming a financial dominatrix. And it isn't written to tell you what you should believe. It's an exploration. A curious outsider looking at a phenomenon that many people have heard about, but very few people actually understand. Inside the book, we explore the psychology behind financial domination, the role of fantasy and power, the economics of attention, the rise of online personas, the way social media has changed relationships between creators and audiences, and the strange question at the center of all of it: can attention itself become a form of currency? Because here's where things get really interesting. We live in a world where people already pay for access. They pay for subscriptions. They pay for exclusive content. They pay influencers. They send digital gifts. They support creators they've never met. So where exactly is the line between fandom, financial support, fantasy, and power? And who gets to decide where that line is? That's what I wanted to investigate. not to judge it, not to glorify it, but to understand it. Because sometimes the strangest corners of culture can teach us something about ourselves. If you've ever wondered, why would someone pay for attention? Why would someone willingly surrender financial control? How does the internet turn desire into an economy? Or simply, what is financial domination actually about? Then this book is for you. She Gets Paid to Exist: Inside the Psychology, Power, and Business of Financial Domination is available now on Kindle. If this subject fascinates you, if you're curious about internet culture, psychology, money, power, or the strange ways human beings create meaning, pick up a copy. You might come away with a completely different understanding of what people are really paying for. Sometimes it's not the thing. Sometimes it's the feeling. Sometimes it's the power. And sometimes it's simply the privilege of being noticed. She Gets Paid to Exist, available now on Kindle. Link in the description.